Hey everybody, welcome back to Hotel Stories. Thanks for watching. I was thinking all these hotel stories will eventually run out one day, right? I have a lot of them, probably over 1,000, but they're gonna run out one day, and they might not all be winners. So why not also throw in some useful information there and make this a multifaceted channel? So I'm gonna do that as well. Today we will learn about how to lower your room rate, build relationships within the hotel, and why you should not book with online third parties. Okay, this is coming from somebody who is educated within the realm of hotel services, went to hotel school and worked in the industry for several years. Again, these videos are one shot, one take, no edits, off the cuff, off my memory, off of just what I know, what works for me, what I know has worked. Every experience is different, and you know what, I can sell ketchup to a mustard factory, so it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for me every single time without fail. So here we go. Okay, number one, call the hotel directly. Go to the website, okay? Click about or whatever, go to the bottom on the landing page and find their local phone number. That is the number you call. Okay, you do not call 188, 1-800, none of that. When you call the hotel, you ask for the front desk manager or manager on duty. Typically, they're very busy, so sometimes it's best to get an email, because if you don't have your story straight, you're going to be babbling on the phone, not making any sense, right? So just ask for an email address. The PBX phone operator, that's the person that answers the phone, is not going to deny you that information. They're not going to try to kick you out to somebody else. They're not going to try to ask you what's wrong. This isn't a restaurant. They're going to give that information up. They don't know who you are or what you're asking about, right? Okay, and you want to go to somebody of consequence. Okay, now typically, depending on the hotel, 4 or 5 stars. That's what I'm talking about here too. I'm talking about 4 or 5 stars hotels, Westins, Marriotts, Ritz-Carltons, things like that. I'm not talking about Holiday Inn, Holiday Express, Homewood Suites. These are destination hotels where people stay in the city just because, and not just because of business travel or whatever. It's like for those type of events. Okay. Typically a bustling airport hotel, like, that guy doesn't want to hear your story as to why he should give you $20 off your room rate, because he doesn't care, because his hotel's at 100% every night anyway. We'll get into all of that though. All right, moving forward. So you call the hotel directly, and you're going to try to make a relationship with somebody, okay? Now, I'm kind of still in the industry, so I kind of have like an in. But if you don't, you can still do it. You can be an engineer, and you can still contact, the front desk agent, the front desk supervisor, the front desk manager. Typically, I would go for the manager, right? They are paid to listen. They have a higher skill set of customer service. Supervisors are very busy, and front desk agents don't think they're powerful enough to make a difference. So, go for the manager. It's literally their job to listen to you, okay? And get the email address or have a story ready if you get them on the phone. Typically, I wouldn't get them on the phone, right? Because you get their email address, their actual first name, last initial at westin.com or whatever it is. It allows you the opportunity to tell a story. This is why I'm coming into town. Here is what I'm looking for. I saw your room rate was X, Y, and Z on Expedia. Typically, when I travel, I pay this. There's many different things you can go over, and I'll go over that on another video, like how to build that email out. But, have a good reason. Anniversary, birthday, want to make it special, parents coming into town, like whatever the case might be, okay? But again, we'll get into the specifics of that a little bit later. Another thing that works is contact the night auditor, okay? 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's when that guy works. He's typically already pretty antisocial, or he is not well liked at the hotel. That's why they put him on the night shift when no one's there, right? So that guy feels underpaid and underappreciated anyway. So call the hotel at 1 in the morning and just speak with him. Ask him how he's doing. You know, talk about the latest like Minecraft game. You know, chances are he's a world of like Warcraft or like a Minecraft or whatever. I don't even know, craft games, you know, whatever, you know, the guy probably talks with a lisp a little bit, so get him on the phone, make friends with him. That guy probably knows the system like the back of his hand and can make anything happen for you, but it's up to you and how you build that relationship. At the end of the day, you can't really offer a gratuity straight out the gate. You gotta say, I'm gonna tip you without saying it. Because if you do that, if you say I'm gonna give you 20 bucks when I get there, and they give you $40 off the typical average like room rate, that's kind of unethical, and if that got traced back or tracked, they could probably lose their job. So you gotta make it sound like I know how to take care of somebody. I look forward to taking care of you when I get there, just like you're taking care of me. Don't expect anything in return. Just offer it out, right? And again, you have to kind of be your own salesman or saleswoman here. You know, just some people have it, some people don't. All right, so say I'm gonna call the hotel. I'm just gonna get the email address, right? I'm gonna ask the PBX phone operator, hey, what's the name of the front desk manager? Right. Okay, and what's her email address again? Like, act like you were already a guest or something like that. This is a blind call. You can even dial *67 if you want to. Just get the information that you need. Now, boom, you've got a direct contact to somebody of consequence at the hotel, all right? So now you're going to start to build that email out, and you're going to tell your story. And again, you know, you want to also make sure the hotel is not sold out. So on a separate call or even on the same call, you can ask them their occupancy, right? Typically, one of my jobs as a front desk agent was to do a call around when my shift started. I had to call our 5 competing hotels and get their rate for the night and their occupancy. And they would give that to us, right? So you can do this yourself. And again, this is for maybe not booking it so far out, but you know, no one's going to give you a deal if the hotel's at 100%. So this is really about utilizing your inside knowledge to get the best deal possible. But this isn't going to work if you're trying to book during the Olympics or when like 50 conventions are in town. It's just like nobody cares what your story is, right? When they have a little room to be flexible is usually when hotels make their money, right? So, but that's also when you can get the best deal, okay? So, say Friday, Saturday night, you and your wife just want to get away. You know it's kind of low season, maybe September, October. You know that the rate for the night is $200, but you've seen it on Expedia for $350 before. So already right there, you know the hotel's wheeling and dealing a little bit, okay? If the hotel rack rate or rate for the night is $200, you can definitely get that room for $140, you know, $150, no problem, okay? Now remember that includes, you know, tax and all that, but you can easily take $50 off the top, okay? Every hotel is profitable after $35 per night. $35 per night is the average industry rate of what it costs to turn over and just own a hotel room. That is average across the board, luxury, non-luxury, okay? That is, you know, 35 to 40, okay? So anything above that is going to be profitable. That's why you see most friends and family rates or employee rates at hotels are in $60, $70, $80 a night, okay? Because all they do is they take that number that it costs to turn over a hotel and own a hotel room, and then they double it. And then that's what they offer to their employees. So when you're paying $300 or $400 a night on a busy night, that is because they are doing what a hotel does, and they jack it up like 160%. That's pretty, that's pretty average, okay? But just know that, 4 and 5 star hotels, if you can get them down to 150, 160 a night, that's good. Okay, it's rare they're ever going to go lower than that, especially now. But in a major U.S. City, that's really what you're aiming for. 149. Okay, that's like the golden rate, right? 149. That's where you want to be. All right. So how do you get there? Tell your story. That's just good. It's like applying for a job and using, like, I don't know, like cardstock, and out of all the resumes, everyone else is on copy paper. Yours is on cardstock. It stands out. Okay, nobody else is going to do this stuff, so you stand out. Now you've built a relationship, and don't build a relationship based on expectation. Just say, hey, I'm coming. Here's what's going on, and like, maybe you don't get money off. Hotels have crazy amenities. They have chocolate dip strawberries, champagne. They buy this stuff by the case. Just because it's, says it's a bottle of champagne is $35 or $40 on their menu, doesn't mean that's what it costs them, right? Like, they can send you chocolate dip strawberries and champagne like it's no big deal. Okay, that's what they do when somebody finds a bed bug, or when someone finds a toenail, or when someone finds a pubic hair in the shower. They automatically do that. That stuff is readily available. It's easy. There's not a lot. It's not very labor intensive. There's not a lot of costs in it. The bottle of champagne is cheap, but they make it look nice with linens and stuff like that, and a nice like champagne bucket, ice, and all that. So these are the little tricks and tips that hotels use to, for guest resolution. But you can get these things very easily. Say it's your birthday. Say it's an anniversary. I'm not saying go ahead and outright lie, because that stuff's going to get old. You can't do that every single time. But, just be honest with them. I'm taking my wife out. We've had a rough year. I'm not the richest person in the world. I would rather take care of you and your team than spend $250 a night. Is there anything you can do to lower the room rate? Can you match this Expedia rate? I'd prefer not to book through Expedia. Hotels, the front desk, the only people that like Expedia are general managers and like revenue managers, okay? Hotel agents, they hate like online third party. It's called OTP, okay? Like booking through an online third party. Hotwire, Expedia, Kayak, all that crap. Sure, it might save you some money, but it creates so many problems. At the front desk level, right? People say, oh, I booked. And, so all of the guest issues, or all of the issues they have with online third parties, now that front desk agent has to deal with. And people are so stupid, they surmise that Expedia and the hotel are the same thing, or that they're all in cahoots. They're not. Expedia takes that room block, that buys up those extra rooms that the hotel probably wasn't going to sell anyway, and gives you that rate. If Expedia messes up, or gives you, or promises you something that doesn't exist, the front desk is going to hear about it. So these guys deal with this stuff, and probably 60% of their complaints come from online third-party guests. So guess what? They don't like online third-party guests. So anyway, you find a good rate or a competing rate, and you tell them, hey, this is really what I'm looking to spend. What can you do? It's like buying a car, all right? Go in there low. Say, I would really like to get in there for, 130 a night. And maybe she'll come back and say, well, I can do $159.99 per night for you. And I can do a city view with a color suite attached, right? And that's because you wrote a nice little email praising the hotel, praising the service. You're excited to try the experience, so on and so forth, okay? These things work. Take the time to build those relationships. Sorry, I'm crossing the street. to it, guys. Thank you. So that's why you don't book online third party. Expedia is going to tell you there's a pool and you're going to get there and then there's no pool. Anything you read on an online third party website is typically old or wrong information. There are so many hotels in the United States, and that job that they have for people to go ahead and investigate what the hotel amenities are, those guys aren't paid very much, and it's not a very, like, you know, like well-funded job, right? So they just want to churn it through. So you're not going to really get the right information anyway. So if you're expecting a certain kind of amenity, you're going to want to call that hotel and say, does this actually exist? So that brings us back to why even book through an online third party. Book through the hotel directly. They will most likely always meet or beat the online price that you found anyway, okay? And then now you've got someone's name. When you go to arrive, see when that person's working, and if you're able to correspond with them, say, hey, are you working Friday night? Great. Oh, you're on at 3? That's great. I look forward to checking in with you, okay? When that person arrives, check in with them. Ask for them, right? And then that is when you hold up a $20 bill and you shake their hand. They're going to try to deny it. Then you say, well, okay, we'll give it to your team. Have a nice pizza party. It can get a little awkward, but just you show them, hey, I'm here to make this happen. I'm here to, take care of your team and have a good time, okay? You do got to spend a little money, the first time that you do this. Like hit the doorman with $10, right? Because they all start talking. Hey, that guy gave me $10. Like, hey, these guys, they tip well. So although you've saved a little bit of money on your room rate, you're going to need to take that savings and then spread it around, because when you exit the hotel, you should probably get a thank you card and a little Starbucks gift card or another $20 bill and put that in the card. But now what you've done by doing so is you solidified a relationship in that city or in your own city at that hotel. So the next time you don't have to go through all this drama of trying to pick 5 hotels, call someone that's willing to, or like that's actually good at guest service and is willing to play ball, blah, 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 blah. Now you've got a connection, and that connection will last forever because you have an email trail. So the next time you need to, you hit reply all and say, hey, I'm coming into town again. Really enjoyed my stay last time. Hope you got, my gift card. Or another thing I do is I get the general manager's email address, and I write a nice one-page letter with like details about everything that was so great, and I name drop all of those names. That goes so much further than any sort of gratuity. People get raises off of stuff like that. They get employee of the month. They get all sorts of like fun benefits from HR because they were name dropped in a letter. Nobody writes letters anymore, right? So you write a nice email to the GM, or even a handwritten letter or whatever, type, send it through snail mail, and you name drop these people. I've seen people get entire promotions off of that, right? Well, off of enough of those. So that goes further than anything. And all of that praise went around and became the popular thing to talk about at the hotel that week. And sure, now maybe 6 months has gone by, but here you are. You're coming back to Chicago or wherever it is again, and you hit up that hotel. Now that front desk manager is like, yeah, sure. Hey, no problem, Mr. Johnson. Looking forward to having you back. So excited to see you again. My team is waiting for you. Oh, and by the way, Jenny says thanks for your kind words. She's now the housekeeping supervisor. Boom, done. You are now going to get that $120, $130, $140 room rate every time, even when they might be close to sold out, because you've solidified that relationship. It takes money to make money. Hope I covered everything I said I would. If you have any questions about what I said, or if you need me to explain anything that I went over, please let me know. This is Hotel Stories, and I love doing this, love telling you guys these stories. And please comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell for more.